Sensitivity, the one question that everyone asks at some point. You have seen it before, you go into streams from pros and you see people asking for the sensitivities, or you're stuck in the ever-ending loop of YouTube trying to find the best sensitivity. So I wanted to make this video breaking down sensitivities because it's true, sensitivity matters, but a lot of people do it wrong, and here's how you can start finding your sensitivity. In this video, we will talk about what sensitivity is, break down DPI and EDPI, common mistakes that people make with sensitivity, how different sensitivities use different muscle groups, and the importance of aim trainers for finding a sensitivity and extending your range of playable sensitivities. Sensitivity is how your aim feels, and the type of movements you can make. If too high, you might lose control. Too low, you won't be able to make fast reactions involving wide movements. There are downsides and upsides to every sensitivity, and the goal of this video is to help you understand sensitivity, to help you find one that is comfortable for you. Let's get right into it. Important thing to figure out before sensitivity is DPI. This means dots per inch, and this simply means how many pixels your mouse cursor moves per inch, and this affects your cursor speed. And this is the first thing you'll need to figure out before picking a sensitivity, because DPI affects your aim, because if you're on 1600 it will be way faster than 400. So when it comes to DPI, pick one that is comfortable to you while using your PC. Most common are 400, 800, and 1600. Once you have a DPI that you like and that is comfortable, this is where you can start figuring out your sensitivity. And EDPI can help with this. EDPI means effective dots per inch, and this is a way to see how high or low your sensitivity is compared to others, but also to know a range that is most commonly used for your game. You can find this value by multiplying your in-game sense by your DPI you chose earlier. EDPI is a range of good sensitivities, and a range that is recommended staying between. So for an example of this, it's Valorant, where the average EDPI is between 200 to 400, and this acts as a good range and starting point. Now you can play higher or lower if more comfortable, if this is a range that majority of players stay between and start with. Most people do sensitivity wrong. They look at videos trying to find the magic answer, or just copy a pro settings mindlessly and hope that it will make their aim automatically better, but unfortunately this won't happen due to everyone being different. And as much as I wish there's one perfect sense for everyone, the truth is there isn't, and you can't find your perfect sensitivity without personalization and small tweaks to make it your own. And you can't just copy someone else and turn into them overnight, because they differ in aim styles and skill level. That said, going to a pro or someone much better than you for a place to start isn't bad and can often help you find your own sensitivity. And using a pro sensitivity, make sure that when you're getting used to it and you start getting into the groove of the sensitivity, to slowly start making changes and personalize it to your own needs and strengths. Talk about two common misconceptions and mistakes with sensitivities. Changing your sensitivity will not ruin your aim. The reason it feels bad is because you're using muscle groups that you have not used before, and with practice on sensitivities you can start to expand your personal range on how high or low a sensitivity you can play. Also, every time you die, stop changing your sensitivity. This is a negative loop cycle that only holds you back and demotivates you because you think the sensitivity is the issue, when in all actuality it was a mistake in your game, not your sensitivity. This mistake is common and a huge time waster and mentally draining. I used to do this, and I found myself in a never-ending loop, until I said it's a skill issue, and started to work on it. I started to expand my ranges of sensitivity by practice, and I used to work on sensitivity, instead of just going to copy another one. It just takes time, dedication, and practice. You can find this perfect sensitivity just by tweaking it, and also giving it time. A lot of people don't give their sensitivities enough time to actually get used to. You don't get used to it because you're switching so often. It's a really bad mistake. You might have heard if you were listening that different muscle groups come into play depending on your sensitivity. The sensitivity you are using actually affects which part of the body you will use to aim. For example, if you're using high sensitivity, you will use more of your wrist and fingers. That's because fast movements make larger arm movements less efficient, and finer control comes from the smaller muscles in your wrist and fingers. On the other hand, with lower sensitivity, you'll be using more of your arm and shoulder to aim, because it is a different style and you will need to lean more on your broader movements for precision. But here's something not a lot of people talk about. These muscle groups can be trained, with practice especially. Focusing on raw mouse control and precision, you can actually get comfortable using any sensitivity. So if you want to use high, train wrist and fingers. If you want to use low, practice smoother arm movements. Either way, you can improve your range of sensitivity and eventually be able to play on any sensitivity comfortably. To improve your range, you can use aim trainers. There is so much isolated practice in them, and you can work on expanding your range and learn how to use different muscle groups while aiming, and this is how you see pros play on any sensitivity they want. An example of this is Tens. He switches to high and low sensitivities and still hits the shots that seem impossible. And this is because of the insane amount of hours practicing and improving his mouse control. to the point where you can use any sensitivity, and you can too by extending your range through practice. This allows you to open more doors for your aim and allow you to find any sensitivity that you want, with the right practice, of course. Sensitivity is not the one key to unlocking your aim. It is a tool that allows you to aim, and if you don't have it customized to your own comfort, it can hold you back quite a bit. So find a sensitivity in a range that is good, and just build reps on it. Don't change it. It will feel bad and good at times, but it's important to not be switching all the time, especially after a rough game or a big whip. Try giving a new sensitivity a week or two before switching. If changing it all the time impulsively, you will never truly adjust to it, and it's just a bad loop cycle to get into. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope knowing this information we talked about in this video, it can help you find a comfortable sensitivity for you.